How to effectively communicate with someone experiencing depression. We all want to be good supporters, right? When we see someone we care about struggling in darkness, our instinct is to reach out, to say something to comfort, encourage, and help them. But often, words spoken with the best intentions can inadvertently be like stepping on a landmine. Instead of comforting, they might make the person feel worse or even create distance between us. Why does this happen? Because depression isn't just being unhappy. It's a complex psychological state that profoundly changes a person's feelings, way of thinking, and how they interpret information. They might be experiencing an internal storm we can barely imagine. So, today we're going to discuss 3 truths we often say unintentionally that can actually be harmful to someone with depression. We'll explore why these phrases cause harm and how we can adjust our communication to provide the genuine support and understanding they need. Let's get straight to it. The first phrase we need to be wary of, "Hey, it's no big deal, this will pass." When we say these things, our intentions are usually good. We want them to break free from negative emotions, to see the positive side of things, to get better quickly. We think if we can make them realize the problem isn't that serious, maybe they'll feel a bit lighter. However, to someone deep in depression, these words can sound entirely different. When they hear, "It's no big deal," they might interpret it as, "My pain isn't acknowledged, my feelings don't matter," or even, "I'm overreacting." When they hear, "You need to look on the bright side, learn to let go," they might feel it's an accusation of being narrow-minded, petty, or unwilling to get better. This can make them feel even more isolated and misunderstood because a core experience of depression is the inability to escape that pervasive low mood and despair by simply thinking positively. It's like telling someone with a high fever, "Stop having a fever, cool down." It's unhelpful and ineffective. Their pain is real, it's profound, and it can't be easily overcome by willpower. Such phrases implicitly invalidate the reality of their suffering and ignore the complexity of depression as an illness. The message conveyed is, "Your problem isn't serious, you're just magnifying it." This can make the patient feel more self-blame and shame, as they are already tormented by their inability to control their emotions. The second phrase we need to be very careful with, "You need to be strong." "I believe you can definitely get through this, hang in there." People who say this usually genuinely want the other person to pull themselves together and hope to instill strength and confidence. We see them struggling and want them to show their inner resilience and overcome difficulties. This is a kind wish. However, for someone being consumed by depressive emotions, the word strong can be particularly heavy. They might already be using every ounce of their energy to fight the inner darkness and maintain daily life. In fact, battling depression day after day is itself an incredible display of strength. They might be fighting an unseen battle every single day. Instead of empowering them, this phrase can make them feel they've failed others' expectations, thereby worsening their feelings of helplessness and self-doubt. This internal pressure can actually make their situation worse. Moreover, overly optimistic assertions like, "You'll definitely get better," while intended to be encouraging, can seem hollow and insincere if they starkly contrast with the patient's current despair, potentially making them feel their experience is once again being dismissed. Now, we come to the third phrase, which can be a killer phrase. That phrase is, "I'm doing this for your own good." This usually comes up when we're trying to give advice, express disapproval of their behavior, or even intervene. Our intentions might be 100% benevolent. We genuinely believe our proposed methods or areas of concern are beneficial for them. This feels especially justifiable when said by parents, partners, or very close friends. But for someone in a depressive state, the subtext of "it's all for your own good" can be incredibly hurtful. Firstly, it makes them feel their own feelings and wishes are being disregarded. It's as if to say, "You don't know what's good for you, I do, so you should listen to me." This strips them of their sense of autonomy and respect. On a deeper level, especially if this phrase relates to past experiences, for instance, If parents used "for your good" to explain actions that may have harmed the child, it can act like a key, instantly unlocking deep-seated, accumulated trauma. They might hear not just, "You should listen to me," but "You're immature," "You don't understand my good intentions," "You're ungrateful," or "You're too willful." These interpretations can make them feel intensely blamed and even trigger strong emotional backlash. Why do these seemingly harmless or even well-intentioned words have such negative effects? There are profound psychological reasons. Many individuals with depression may have accumulated significant, even compounded psychological trauma. This trauma might stem from childhood experiences, interpersonal relationships, or major life setbacks. Long-term internal suppression and feelings of inferiority can lead them to develop a highly sensitive, sometimes even suspicious, mindset. They are more prone to interpreting others' words and actions negatively, often perceiving neutral or even kind expressions as rejections or attacks. This isn't their fault, nor are they overthinking it. It's that depression itself acts like a filter, distorting their perception of the world. So, our words of care, if offered thoughtlessly, can easily, unintentionally, touch their most vulnerable and sensitive spots. What should we actually do to genuinely help them? This requires a shift in perspective from "what I want to say" to "what they need to hear and feel." First, and most importantly, is genuine empathy and listening. Empathy isn't just saying, "I understand you." It's trying to feel what they're feeling, to see their experiences from their perspective. This means setting aside our own assumptions and judgments, allowing them to express all their emotions, be it sadness, anger, despair, or confusion, and taking these emotions seriously. Furthermore, offer concrete, practical companionship and support, not vague promises. Even just being there silently, letting them know they're not alone in their battle, is incredibly meaningful. Communicating with someone with depression is an art that requires learning. It demands that we let go of habitual, self-righteous ways of expressing ourselves and truly try to enter their inner world. This process may not be easy, but every small, well-intentioned effort can bring them a glimmer of light and warmth. This requires immense courage, but also reflects the deepest love and responsibility. All right, that's all for today's sharing. I hope this content has been insightful for you. Understanding is a bridge. Words have power. May we all become better listeners and supporters. What are your thoughts on this? Feel free to leave a comment below and discuss it with us. If you found today's video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with more people who might need it. See you next time.